I found Andrew Tate's crypto wallet, and it surprised me. Tate claims to have made at least $85 million in crypto, but on the other hand,
crypto Twitter are full of the biggest degenerate losers on the planet.
I will not have sons who are too busy buying NFTs.
I want to know the truth. Is he really making millions off crypto? What's his strategy? So I asked myself, why not just look on chain and see for myself? Why not dig into the mystery and uncover the truth of how Andrew Tate actually makes his money in crypto?
I'm fucking rich.
So we're at the source, CobraTate.com. Here they offer two products, Real World and War Room. Both accept crypto like ETH, Bitcoin, and USDT as payment. For Real World, attempting to buy the product just gave me a bunch of wallet addresses. I was like, okay, that's easy. Half the battle's done. But for War Room, Tate's $8,000 private club, I'm having a tough time. Someone was making the information hard to find. I felt trapped, but I kept pushing. I figured out some creative workarounds, which means I can reveal these 4 things: how I got into Tate's War Room and his addresses, what his wallets are doing and what they're holding, the mystery of how Tate uses crypto, and the dark truth Tate revealed about himself in all of this. Step 1 is attempting to get access to Tate's War Room, which is much easier said than done because unlike his Real World product, where it's simple, you just click, you can literally see all the wallet addresses. War Room, this required much more finesse. Did I even have what it takes to be accepted into the world of Top G? When you try to buy the War Room, you have to chat with a cheap AI-generated avatar bot first. This asks you if you have money, and then you get forwarded to what seems like a real person after that. That's when they started screening me big time, asking me questions like, do I have access to money, access to crypto? What kind of man am I? What do I do for a living? What kind of investments do I have? I needed to think fast. I remember that Tate previously said he milked desperate men for money through his cam girl business.
We were taking their money, all of it.
So I came up with an idea. I asked myself, who would be the prime target for Andrew Tate? And I came up with the perfect milkable prospect, a software engineer with good cash flow, $100,000 in investments and $50K in cash, just sitting there ready to give to Andrew Tate. All bullshit. But it sounds like a good mark the Tate team would want to jump on, but were they going to actually take the bait? Yeah. They totally bought it.
We were taking their money.
I got sold the dream. Soon I'd be in a group with 4 billionaires and 1,500 millionaires. All my life's problems would just soon dissolve away, and I too would have a Bugatti for myself. They even told me I'd be able to DM Tate, the top G himself. And believe it or not, I got accepted. They sent me the payment link, but more importantly, this link included what I was actually after: crypto addresses tied to the Tate organization. Once I have those, I'll have everything I need to learn more about Tate's crypto strategy. Because here's the thing about the blockchain. It's trackable. If I can find Tate's business accounts, I should be able to follow the money and see into all of his personal accounts as well. And that's where the real intel will be. But before I can get into that information, I ran into another problem. I didn't just have one simple business crypto wallet to check into and chase the transaction flows right into Tate's account and I can just see everything he's up to. No, I found 7 different wallet addresses. 3 for Tate's Real World and 4 for the War Room. That is 7 totally different wallets with hundreds of accounts attached to each that need to be sorted through. So much work to do. I had to keep digging. I've already made so much progress at this point. I've infiltrated the group. I have the data. I just need to make sense of it and find that needle in the crypto haystack. I felt like one of those detectives surrounded in file boxes in my office trying to solve this mystery. But there is some good news. Crypto's gotten smarter and easier to use in the last few years. I ran all the wallets through a service called Arkham. This clued me into what all of Tate's crypto wallets are up to, what they hold, who they transact with. It was just up to me to sort through that more visual data. Arkham allowed me to track all 7 wallet addresses into one aggregated entity called Andrew Tate. Once Arkham had the addresses, it just did its thing, and eventually this is what I found. A whole lot of inflows from various addresses. These have to be payments for his different products. And even more interesting, there are a bunch of outflows going to one very popular address. Boom. This is the perfect target to dig into further. This wallet looks like kind of a halfway house or holding wallet for a bunch of different transactions. Many of these transactions are funneled through Coinbase or other addresses, but not a lot of holding going on in this wallet, which actually stood out to me. This was strange. If someone was using crypto in a typical way, it would be immediately obvious. Like, he's supposedly making tens of millions of dollars in crypto by itself. For example, on Finova, we have multiple crypto trades every week, and each trade has its own distinct transaction. Here's some recent trades from our community members and coaches. 43% gain, 50%, 54%, 136% gain. We have coaches who are trading with an 88% win rate over 500 trades. That's a lot of activity across a bunch of coins. So if you looked at Finova member wallets, you'd notice these trades happening. You'd see the data right there. Tate's wallets They don't have anything like that, which says to me that this is just an intermediary account for transfers in and out. Something else is happening outside of these accounts. And as a side note, for Finova, we share all of our trades with the community as they happen in real time. So if you want in, click the link below ASAP as we sell out of spots every single week. I took a deeper look at the visualizer tool, and that's when things became a bit more interesting. There's Andrew and his wallet in the center. The green is money flowing in. Red is money flowing out. A whole bunch of incoming money, like a lot. There's no denying that this business makes a ton of money, and this visualizer makes him look like he's the literal center of the financial universe. If we look at the inflows tab, we can get a more detailed look as to what's going on. There are payments coming in every single hour. Most of these are relatively small. Like page 2, we can see $22, $49, $29, but they add up pretty quick. A little lower, there's one for $2,200. In the past 24 hours alone, just this wallet had inflows of over $20,000. And we can see one single Coinbase transaction of $189,000. That's happening all the time in this account. While the inflows are interesting to see, what I really want to know more about is the outflows. Where's this cash being parked? What cryptos does he hold? What can we learn from those crypto holdings? Because eventually he has to get that money out to pay for those Bugattis. Where's this $85 million? So let's look at the outflows tab. On this page, we can see transactions going out of this account in the last 24 hours. $5,000 sent in the BAT token, which is a large crypto token associated with the Brave computer browser that pays users for using their service. Going down the list, we can also see $3,000 sent in USDT stablecoins, $50 in Matic tokens, $188,000 in USDC, and several more stablecoin transactions. But here's when a particular wallet really caught my eye. There are hundreds of thousands of dollars heading to one single place, one single address. So I followed it, and we got this. It reveals how Tate actually uses his crypto. This is one big hub where large payments flow in and out, including a huge amount of money to 1inch. 1inch, if you aren't familiar, has a physical card that you can use to pay with crypto anywhere. So if you're looking for the point where Tate or his business turns crypto into money or money into crypto, this is likely it. Over $1 million moving to and from 1inch. Almost Bugatti money here, but it wasn't all success for me. I ran into some more problems because every solid lead that brought me more information, I ran into 10 more problems to solve, more roadblocks. I kept digging to find more. I looked into the smaller accounts and noticed that there's something being used called Railgun. Now, this is a service that helps make crypto transactions anonymous by hiding the wallet addresses. To some degree, he's trying to keep what he's up to under wraps. This, of course, makes my job harder, but there's nothing inherently wrong with this. He's a public figure. Digging further, there's other transactions that go into a variety of exchanges like Binance. So he's really diversifying himself in terms of like where this money is flowing out to, or other platforms, even like OpenSea. The OpenSea transactions, this got me curious. It led me down a little bit of a rabbit hole, thinking maybe, he's buying NFTs and doing some tricky accounting in the back end, but I didn't really find much to comment on there. My main focus kept coming back to 1inch, that service that lets you put crypto on a card and then spend that crypto, which makes sense. I mean, just look at any of Tate's videos. He knows how to spend cash, but what I really care about is what he's investing in and what insights we can get from those investments. So staring at these accounts and following more leads for hours, I actually found new accounts to add to the Tate web of crypto money. This account I found has $1 million in crypto just sitting there. This is made up primarily of USDC and a token called Rail. Rail as in the token that's associated with the crypto privacy service Railgun that we just talked about. Now this is quite interesting because Rail is not a large crypto. It only has a $74 million market cap, which is pretty insane considering this one wallet of the hundreds associated with Tate holds over $500,000 of the Rail token. We can't know for sure how deep the affiliation is with Railgun, but we do know that he uses it frequently in his transactions and holds at least 0.5% to 1% of the total supply. And of course, those aren't the only transactions. There are transactions affiliated with Uniswap and tons of big inflows with Coinbase. Now, in looking through all of this, one thing became perfectly clear. A huge amount of Tate's money comes from his course sales, the War Room and the Real World. Like, no surprise there, that's his business. He funnels attention from being this controversial rich guy into sales of his various services, and he does that quite well. He then takes a majority of that money and cashes it out through 1inch so he can spend it either on operations, on himself, more Bugattis, whatever he's up to. However, there is a potential darker side behind all of this that I found in the data, and I need to talk about it. And while we're on this topic, I personally don't use 1inch or any service that essentially turns crypto into cash. In fact, I do the complete opposite. I use iTrust Capital because they allow me to take cash or crypto and put it into a Roth IRA account. They've been a sponsor of mine for a long time, and this can be great for traders because you can hold or trade crypto in a retirement account where you pay no tax on capital gains when you trade. Or if you're just holding Bitcoin and you want to, hold that for a long time, it's a pretty good strategy. Not financial advice, but depending on your situation and your strategy, this can be an excellent way to avoid a big tax bill in crypto. If that sounds like something that could benefit you, the link in the description will get you a $100 sign-up bonus just for testing it out. Now back to Tate. There seems to be a dark truth that might lie under his $85 million crypto strategy. On the surface, it seems if you want to make money like Andrew Tate, you just do this. Don't invest in crypto, make a male empowerment course instead with some kind of, matrix or warrior themes, and then aggressively market yourself online.
Someone has to cook the fries, dumbass.
But in all this digging, something kept nagging at me. I looked at the questions. Does Tate have a weirdly large amount of accounts? Yes. Does he make a lot of money? Yes, like a ton. The dozens of accounts associated with Tate, they have at least $10 million in crypto, most with money flowing in and out constantly. Does it seem like he's trying to cloak a lot of what his money is doing? Potentially. But the guy, he's under investigation in Romania. He's a public figure, so it's not a big surprise that he's trying to hide his business and what he's up to financially. But another thing stood out to me. If your business isn't a crypto business, why go through such lengths to deeply incorporate crypto into a pretty simple business model? He's just selling basic products online. Well, it turns out that Tate gave his own answer to this.
So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%, and I said that the disparity is because of taxes.
So he's taking another 20% of what would have been their earnings, saying he's paying taxes, but he's not paying taxes. His words.
Okay, so we know a core piece of Tate's get-rich strategy, or at least years ago, is to make the finance side of the business confusing. He does that in order to make more money for himself. He literally, in that video, says this is his get-rich strategy. In that instance, his strategy was to pay his employees less money than he says he's going to pay them. We know that Tate has crypto holdings in the millions, most of that being in stablecoins, but also some Rail token, Matic, AVAX, a few miscellaneous things. We know that Tate has said that he's made massive profits in crypto, claiming to have made over $85 million. But what most of the data shows is hundreds of accounts where payments come in and spending goes out. Many of those transactions being hidden one way or another. Again, following his strategy of confusing the finance side of the business. So it seems the Tate millionaire crypto strategy is 10% investing in and using cryptos to make money directly, and 90% to use cryptos to boost sales of his course business. If you'd like to learn more about crypto-specific trading strategies, I highly recommend this video on screen where I interview a trader who turned his last $26 into $2.7 million trading crypto.